I haven't actually talked about this on the channel. Welcome to the end of 2022. Welcome to the end of 2023. Welcome to the end of 2024. Happy 2025. This whole video was sparked by the TikTok trend that now is at least 2 years old. This is my third time doing a video like this, but it is all about if I could tell January me. Sometimes years feel short, sometimes they feel really long, but thinking about the person that I've been at the beginning of each year to where I've grown towards the end of the year, it's like I do wish that I could tell her. From little 23-year-old Anna to little 24-year-old Anna. What is making you excited right now? There are a lot of things that have made me excited in 2024. I would say that the one that probably would make you the most excited too, let's see, I'm holding my hot coffee. The one that would probably make you really excited too. We are getting married less than a month from now. We have a whole wedding planned that we get to do, and the exciting part is that we are at a time where pretty much everything is done, and so it truly is just waiting for the big day to happen. You are marrying your high school sweetheart of 8.5 years, and it is a very exciting time of life. So that is making me excited. That is something that I'm looking forward to. I don't know what 2024 is gonna hold. What I do imagine is that there will be more stability in the core main things of life. I know I'm not moving out of state. I don't plan to leave this job. Right now, I don't have any huge plans on the horizon. No big trips planned, nothing. So a lot is staying the same, which makes me imagine that there has to be something else that's going on. Definitely true in some aspects and not true in others. You still are currently at the same job, which this is the longest that we've ever been at a job. Granted, the bar was pretty low of reaching longer, but this is the longest we've ever been in a job, which has meant that we've got to lean more into the stability of that. And that's been stability in day-to-day routine. That's been stability in learning. There's always something new to learn, but it's around the same things that I'm learning. That's been stability in the people that I'm working with. That's been stability financially and just knowing that I have a job. And that has been a really special thing. It's not been boring. I've really been leaning into it. If you're familiar with my 2022 and my 2023, those years were nothing like this year in the sense of getting stability and peace and not making huge life-altering risky decisions. I feel kind of glad that I didn't have to do that this year. But there are things that you had no idea were coming that did happen. You and your two sisters traveled internationally. You didn't think that there would be even plans to be able to go internationally, but you got to spend a very special week abroad with two sisters, which is awesome. And you were right in knowing that you would have no idea the ways that this year has changed me since they were less predictable, let's say, than previous years. How has your daily routine changed? That's a funny question, and I don't really know why I asked it to myself. I feel like I probably was thinking more so of just how is life different? How are the smaller aspects of life different? A lot I just imagine is going to stay the same in this upcoming year. So what are the differences? So just thinking of feelings wise day to day, I feel more calm and at peace, and this is gonna sound so cheesy, aligned with who I am in my day to day now than I was at the beginning of this year. I think still at the beginning of this year I was very, I don't know, my frontal lobe wasn't as developed. I'm getting there. It's almost there. I think I was very still trying to do things that I wanted to do, or I wanted to be the kind of person that did, but not in a genuine sense, more so in a I wanted to be the type of person who I wasn't, who was doing things. I don't know if that makes sense. I was still quite insecure, I feel like. Not that I'm not now. I probably definitely still am, but I feel like my choices and my day-to-day choices are more aligned with truly what I want to do and who I want to be, and not who I want other people to see me be or what I want other people to see me do. Does that make any sense? Sorry, Anna, I did not answer your question how you were wanting it to be answered. Any new fun fitness accomplishment? No. We never saw this year's coming. I didn't run a surprise half marathon again this year, and honestly I really struggled with fitness at some points this year. The goals that you had set, little 2023 Anna, for this year was to try a new dance studio, which I did do. I went regularly to dance from January to April. I was doing weekly ballet classes. I went to one contemporary class. I went to a stretch class, and I had a lot of fun doing that before taking another break, which was partly due to financial reasons. It was right around when we got engaged that I stopped, and then also partly because I haven't actually talked about this on the channel, but I hit my heaviest weight ever around April of this year. And it was a little tough to where I was okay, I need to actually be doing something. It was sort of a moment of realization where I was I'm not actually doing all of the fitness things that I think I'm doing. I had stopped running at that point. I had started doing dance, which I wanted to do, but I wasn't for real weightlifting. I wasn't consciously eating things that were good for my body, and I did just hit a weight that was heavier. And since then, since April, I have lost 10 pounds. I do think part of it has been gaining some more muscle too. My body feels different than it did earlier in this year. And so while this year wasn't just like, oh, I'm getting healthier, because it was like a down and then a back up. In health wise, I guess like in weight wise, it was an up and then a back down. So that was something I didn't know to count on. And it wasn't like a super conscious effort. It was a bit of a conscious effort once I kind of had my moment of reckoning with myself. So, I mean, that is an accomplishment to be proud of, and to start prioritizing health again and start like actually making my body be mine again, instead of just not thinking about it and heading in an incorrect trajectory. I think I was able to about face into a correct trajectory. Another goal that you had set for me was consistency, and that one I'm still working on. I might be working on it for the rest of my life, but I definitely am still working on it. What is something that happened this year that would shock current me? This is an obvious one. You didn't know. I want you to blow me away. Make my head explode. As we already talked about, Zach and I got engaged, but I think something that would be shocking beyond the engagement, because like we knew that was happening even if I didn't know exactly when, but something shocking beyond the engagement is that at every point in my life, I feel like Zach and I are the closest we've ever reached, like the deepest our relationship's ever grown. We're like such great partners to each other, and I think it's just shocking each year seeing like how much that can actually improve in a year. It's like two people partnering up and doing life together just continually deepens and grows and gets closer, and I feel like becomes better. Hopefully it's always like that. Like we'll keep putting effort into it to make it always be like that, but I feel like 8 years is a pretty good track record. But I think it would be shocking, maybe not like blow your head away, but I think it would be shocking just to know like how we did get engaged and we are getting married in less than a month, and also like we've grown so much in this fun little season. I think 2023 Anna would have thought like, oh, getting engaged is just a label change, whereas I think it has just been like a fun relationship change too, to an extent. The second thing that would actually very surprise you, like you don't have any idea this is coming, but there is a whole human baby in this world that is your nephew that at that time last year did not know about. He did not exist quite yet, and he is now born. He is so cute. I think it's so special. Like, I mean, that's the closest baby that's ever been born to me, like genetically, like the fact that I'm an aunt, like that's the closest little guy that's come into this world to me. But then also something special with that is like seeing your sister become a mom. Weird, incredible, proud of her, but like that's just another fun aspect of Mr. Baby being born. It's so wild, and we talked about it before he was born, but just the fact that now we know him, and like he's going to be a character from here on out in life that we know, like a person that we know. But whenever she was pregnant with him, it was this weird like, we know there's going to be a baby, but who is he going to be? Like what is he going to look like? Like at some point we're going to look back on this pregnancy and be like, oh, that was him who you were pregnant with, but right now we're just like, that's a baby in there. Can't wait to meet him, but like who is he? And now we know him and get to hang out with him. I don't get to hang out with him at all enough, but I do get to see him really soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. That is something that you had no idea about. Something else that would shock you is that I got to travel this year. Headed into this year, really didn't think there would be opportunity to. Like I just didn't know where we would go. I didn't know if we'd have money to go anywhere, if I'd have PTO to go anywhere, if I'd have any reason to go anywhere. But something that was special too is that almost all of the travel that we did this year was so like family focused, which felt really cool. So you set the goal for visiting a new state in 2024 and also having plans for the next international travel in 2024. I didn't think that I would be internationally traveling in 2024 because again, I didn't know where I'd go, if I'd have the means to go, who I'd go with. But the little traveling that we did, even if it was just weekend trips, we went to North Carolina in April, Ohio in May, Spain in June, Michigan in August, Missouri in September, North Carolina in September again, Colorado in October, and we'll be going to DC in December. So that was exciting. You did also have the goal of having like a little fall weekend again. That one kind of got overrun by like wedding expenses. It didn't happen this year, but maybe next year we'll go on a little fall weekend. How is the YouTube channel doing right now? The YouTube channel is going well. I feel like it is something that I'm constantly trying to pour more of myself into and constantly trying to figure out ways to be better and then try to do those ways to be better. And also it's just a fun place to hang out. And the fact that right now I'm sitting in my living room talking to this camera with a little ring light behind it into like literally my empty living room, but in the future this will be on the little computer screens or TVs or phones of real people in this world who have some sort of similar interest or like similar vibes. I don't know, whether it's entertainment or connection or community or just like a little nagging voice in your ear as you're going about doing chores or something. Like I just feel so special that I get to be doing this right now in this moment. In the future it will be reaching the eyes, ears, minds, heart of people people in this world. That's just like that's a concept that blows me away. As we're filming this right now, you have 6,900 beautiful, lovely, wonderful, love of your life subscribers. Right now, as we're making this, you have 11,688 subscribers. So we went over 10,000 this year, which is just so many people. 10,000 is a number that felt like this is real, and like other people would acknowledge that this is real too. I don't know. I feel like whenever my channel was smaller, like I still pour the same level of filming videos, editing videos, like myself into the videos, but it did kind of feel funny sometimes, like with people in my real life, they'd be like, oh, like your YouTube channel, like how many subscribers do you have? And I'd be like 300. And I loved those 300 people so much, but it was hard to like make other people realize. But hitting 10,000 felt like, oh, this is like a real thing, and other people would acknowledge it's a real thing. And it was not fast. It took me almost 4 years to hit 10,000, which is a lot of work that has gone into that. But I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for literally every single subscriber that is on this channel, or even people that just have watched any video, even if they don't subscribe, just because like you guys don't have to do that. But I feel so glad that the little projects I pour hours into, people actually want to watch and then want to subscribe to watch more of what I put out. Like I'll never take it for granted. It feels so cool to me every time I think about it. Does anyone watching this at the end of 2024 remember watching this at the end of 2023? So that video has 527 views. So 527 of you. Do you remember watching that video? And are you excited that now we're here now? Do you still live in the same apartment? No, we're in a new apartment. We got rent increased out of the apartment that you were in, Anna girl. It was crazy. For the 703 square feet, no closets, no pantry that we were in, definitely got rent increased out. But if not, where you at? We moved in July of this year, and we are now in this apartment. We did get to upsize. We have more space now. We have less updated finishes, but our cost of living went down a lot. This apartment honestly is great. I thought it was gonna be one that was gonna have to grow on me, and it kind of did have to grow on me a little bit. Like it's not like a high rise with like modern hardware and floor to ceiling windows that I just think that I would thrive in. It's not that, but it is homey, and it does have like storage and a pantry and a balcony. We've never had a balcony before. So lots of good things about this apartment, and we signed a 15-year. We signed a 15-month lease on it. So we will be here until at least October, but no, you are not in your little 703 square foot box anymore. And what's Zach up to? I know I just gave like a vague answer for this current year. If there's anything juicy at the end of next year, I'll tell you at the end of next year. I said all of that weird, but that's because at that time when I was filming that, Zach was like in an application cycle, and so I didn't want to speak on his application cycle until he felt comfortable with it and like had decisions and knew things. But Zach is currently in a PhD program, a sciencey PhD program that is a really good fit for him. It like pulls on all of his strengths and the things that he's naturally good at, while also like challenging him to be even better at those things. I feel like he has completed 1 semester of it so far. He started in August, and I think it's like a 4 to 7 year program, so he's hoping for 4. But that's going well for him. It means that like I go work my regular job 40 hours a week, and he has class and then like lab rotations, and eventually will be doing I think like research of his own at some point, and it's cool for him. It really is cool for him. And 2023 me knew that that was a possibility, but did not yet know that he was in and had decided on it, and so that's why I didn't want to speak on it. But he is in, he has decided on it, he has completed 1 semester of it, and he's really good at what he does. Just thinking of some things that 2023 Anna didn't think to ask about, but are still good reflections of the year, I feel, because I made all of these like goals for myself at the beginning of the year. And it's always funny making goals at the beginning of the year because years can go any which way, and you like don't know that when you're starting. So I mean, I support making goals, but it is funny looking at some of these because I'm like, yeah, no, like it wasn't even that important to me to meet that. Like I just made that goal. For example, I had the goal of reading 100 books. I read 43. That is still a lot of books. Most of them were from January to March. I kind of fell off my reading game, and a lot of that was just like my time and mental energy were getting diverted to other things, a lot of that being wedding planning. So I am planning on like returning to reading probably after my wedding. Reading has seasons, and also reading is for enjoyment. So I don't feel like, oh no, I didn't read 100 books. It does kind of feel funny just since I have been such a reader kind of up until now, for the past several years at least. But I know I'll get back into it, and I'm not stressed about it. It'll come back around. It didn't actually end up being my reading year this year. I had the goal to develop a cleaning routine, and that goal kind of came out of just like feeling stressed all of the time and feeling like I never had a good routine, and so I was always just like fighting to keep up with cleaning. I do think that that is something that's gotten a lot better this year. Like I have more of a routine that I do, and it makes me not feel stressed as much. I had the goal to begin relearning Spanish, and that was something that felt aspirational but was important to me, and that was another one that kind of just fell victim to my time and mental energy getting diverted other places, i.e. wedding. I also, like, though it is something that is a goal of mine, is to become, again, comfortable in Spanish, it's like the longer I have not been practicing the language, I know the harder it's going to be to get back to where I was in the language. And that doesn't mean don't do it, but that does just make it scarier each time. And so I kind of think it's just gonna happen whenever, I don't know when it's gonna happen. I want it to happen, but it's gonna be a several year goal to like get anywhere with that, which is just kind of terrifying. But it was not done this year. I had the goal of health and wellness consistency, and I would say in some areas, yes, I did really well on that. And then in some areas, I still really have room to improve. And so I'm planning on continuing to improve. And it's not something I'm like mad about, because I think I probably did my best. There were definitely like months where I could have been doing better. And like with health and wellness, I even mean like the facials that I get, like sleeping well, like taking care of myself well. I also mean working out, but like also the other things on top of that. So I think it'll just continually be something to continually get better at. So I did some things this year and not other things. I'm making a whole financial reset video for this year where I'll talk more about like financial goals, but I did meet a couple of my financial goals this year. I contributed the max amount to my Roth IRA, and I got a raise, which I feel proud of. And those like aren't necessarily things that 2023 me would have thought to ask about, but the stability and consistency that has happened in this year has allowed me to grow, I feel like, laterally in other ways, like grow in more areas of my life. And I feel like finances was one of those. And then lastly, just like thinking about social media, the goal that 2023 me had set for current me was to have 15,000 subscribers. And the like where I came up with that number was that it would increase the amount of growth that I had in that year, like the amount of subscribers I grew in that year, double that, and that's what would get me to 15,000 subscribers. In reality, I really gained about the same amount of subscribers this year as I did last year, which is great and awesome. Like, I've always said that every single number of subscriber feels huge to me. Like, yes, getting subscribers does feel validating and like is exciting whenever new people come. And also, I would never stop because I don't have enough subscribers or something like that. Like, having 50 people who like are waiting for a video and like want to watch a video feels so special, much less having over 11,000. Like, what? So I did not like technically meet that goal, but that is fine by me. And I also have the goal to upgrade my filming setup, which I waited till December, but I have now done, at least ordered, and it has not arrived yet. But what's exciting about this video is that come the end of 2025, I'll be making one just like it. And so end of 2025, beginning of 2026, Anna, these questions are for you. Can I please see wedding pictures? I have spent so much of my time, energy, and years off my life planning that thing, and you get to enjoy that thing. And so I would just love to see how it turned out, please. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hope it was fun. Hope you look beautiful. Hope everything turned out well. Coupling on that, did you go on a honeymoon? If so, to where? Can I also see pictures of that? We're still in the midst of planning that. Not exactly sure what it's gonna look like, but hoping it's just like a wonderful, relaxing, lovely time. That's what I'm counting on. And you're welcome again, because this me is planning that for you. And so let me see the pictures. Thank you. What job do you currently have? Have there been any changes? I don't know under what circumstance I would have a different job. I just feel like that's like a good question to ask, just in case. Like, you never know what a year is gonna hold. So I'm curious. I imagine I'll be in the same position at the same job, but I mean, you truly never know. A change that I personally am hoping is going to happen. Do you have your clinical license? Your licensed clinical social worker behind your name, is that there? If not, why not? Because you're gonna be able to this year, so let's do that, please. I've been putting in the work for you. Can you put in the work for me? Thank you. Did you re-sign your lease? Are you still sitting in this little corner with this little Christmas tree? Our lease is up in October, so if we do move, it'll be relatively new at the time that you're seeing this. But also, like, the low cost of living is kind of nice, so it'll probably depend on the re-signing, but I'm curious if you'll be still sat in this little corner. What is new on the YouTube channel? As I said, we have 11,688 subscribers as I'm filming this right now. We are over 4 years of doing this channel, like 4 years and a month of doing this channel, and I'm curious what things are different for you than for me. Did you pick up any new hobbies? In my head, after the wedding, I'm just gonna have so much time. I don't know why I think that. Like, I'm still gonna be working full time. I'm still gonna be doing other things. And it's not even like I've been spending all of my days wedding planning, but like some of them definitely. But in my head, I'm just gonna have so much time after the wedding that I'll be able to invest into other things. And so I'm curious what your time is invested into. Any fun like activities or crafts, or I don't know. What are you up to? What are you enjoying? How many books did you read this year? I don't really want to put a number on like what I expect the goal will be, because I think my goal with reading in the upcoming new year will just be read when you want to, and let's hope that you want to. So has that come back? How many books have you read? What's your favorite book that you've read this year? Any book recommendations you'd give me? Our time machine doesn't quite work like that, but that'd be cool. What is something that you're proud of from this year? Hopefully there are multiple things that you're proud of, but I'll set the bar low and just ask for one. 2024, I truly had like no idea what was gonna happen. I didn't even know like what to guess what was gonna happen. I do feel like for 2025, I have like a few more things in my head. I'm like, okay, that's going to be happening. Better be happening. So like, I am curious, like, do all those things come true? Like, are you proud of them? Is there anything that I'm not expecting that like you've done or accomplished? Tell me about it. And then lastly, like, I hate to ask, but like, what have there been struggles this year? I know realistically there will be, but current me is just hoping that like 2025 is a struggle-free year. 30, flirty, and thriving, but you're not 30. What have struggles been this year, and are you doing okay through them? I love you. We love you. Really excited to see what you're up to next year this time. I could not end this video without saying thank you to literally any person that's watching it. The fact that they even get to do like fun videos like this talking to myself it's just so special. And I really appreciate you. I want you to take time to reflect on who you were at the beginning of this year and just like think about how impressed they would be with where you currently are, or how surprised they would be, or blown away that they would be based on where you currently are. We have all of these like goals and dreams and aspirations at the beginning of the new year, and I truly think every year, like December you is probably so different than who January you thought that you could be. So give yourself recognition for that. Give yourself grace for anything that didn't happen. It's okay. You're here, you're doing another year, and that's what's really special. So thank you for watching this video. I don't know how many times I can say it before you get sick of me, but I appreciate you so much. Make sure to subscribe before you go. Like this video if you do like it. It'll be like a little gift to end of 2025 Anna if you like this video. And I'll see you next time, and I'll see you next year.